Hello lovelies. So I've got a video in a new junk journal that I have today. So I've almost filled up my last Scrap FX junk journal. So I went and got a new one, and this is the Nature edition. I really should do a flip through. Actually, that's what I might do for my next video. I have a really special idea for these, for my Scrap FX junk journals. So make sure you stick around for my next post later in the month, because yeah, I'm really excited for what I'm going to do with both of these. So I'm starting off with one of the new Alice silhouettes, and I really wanted to go with a monochromatic background. And you know me, normally I throw a lot of paint down, and yeah, I struggle leaving white space. This was no different. I put a little bit of paint in my background. You may have noticed that I gessoed first, and that's because I wanted to do some reductive stenciling. So basically, you put the stencil down, you get a wet one, and you wipe off the paint around the stencil, and you're left with a bit of an impression with your stencil and a bit more like a pale of it. As you can see, it's a technique that it's a great technique. It's hit and miss for me. Well, no, not hit and miss. It's what's the word I'm looking for? Results vary every time you do it. That's what I'm looking for. If you don't put enough gesso down, if your paint dries too fast, it doesn't work really well. But when this works, it really looks great. I do love doing it. The stencil you choose as well. As you can see a bit of the stencil in my background, but a background is meant to be in the background. You're building up layers. So then I went in again with the same color, but because I used the reductive technique in the background and wiped it off with a wet one, I was able to stamp over with the same color again, and you can actually notice it on my background. You can actually notice it more than the stencil actually, but anyway. So I used the, I think it's the Harlequin stamp. And as always, when I use my foam Scrap FX stamps, I use paint. I love to use paint instead of ink with my stamps. It's just a personal preference. I just prefer playing with paint. And then, because I wanted to add a bit of black to my background, because I knew my silhouette was going to be in black, I got a black paint pen, and I've gone around some of the areas of my stamping just to bring them out a bit more and to bring some more black into that. I have used some black splatters, but I also wanted to bring some more black into that background. So I'm using the transparency now for this this month's collection, just because I wanted to add some words to my page. So I've gone with, it's no use going back to yesterday, I was a different person then, because it sort of goes with the quote that is inside the Alice silhouette. I knew who I was this morning, but I've changed a few times since then. There's a lot of Alice in this month's collection. I love Alice. I love Alice in Wonderland. I love the story. I love collecting the books. But I really love the illustrations in the original Alice. I'm a book collector, and I have a few copies of Alice in Wonderland, a few vintage copies, and I can't stop myself from buying one every time I see one, even though I already have a few. But I just love the original Lewis Carroll version and the original illustration. So this month's collection was very, very exciting for me. So I struggle with monochromatic, I struggle with white space, so this page just didn't look right to me. I decided to go in with a black Stabilo or pencil and give my silhouette just a bit of shading around, just to bring something more to the layout, just to, I don't know, really make this pop out at you and just bring something more to it. Like I said, I struggle with monochromatic, I struggle with simple white space, but I really like how this turned out. I do love that it's an all blue layout. That is definitely very different for me, but it was a lot of fun to do, and it was a great way to crack open a new junk journal. So I hope you have enjoyed the video. I hope you like my little page that I've done, and I will be back real soon with a new video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.